Excellent. You have learned well.
You never told me your story, Master.
What do you mean?
Well, I know you had training in Japan, long before the Scandinavian wars. But that's all I know.
Now when the war is over, it can finally be told. It was before the Great Northern War. The world was different then. Pure, clean. It all began in Japan, before you were born, 30 years ago.
Well, my master and I had survived the last breath of war. In the aftermath, we tried to form a new life. Survival and practicing of my master's ancient combat art was the daily life. Until one day, I had been hunting in the woods that morning. And when I came back, I was too late. The damage was done. My master was dead. Slaughtered by scavengers. My sensei was old and weak, and those vermins acted without mercy. Not a noble end for such a great man. I cried out in agony and anger. I carved a cross out of wood with my bare hands. I buried him in a peaceful place in the forest. Madly, in anger, I swore revenge. But no revenge in the world could bring back my master. My sensei had once told me about the Oracle of Kwaitaiki, a man with powers beyond this world. I decided to search for that man, because my life was nothing without my former master, and my journey began.
And then, tell me more, Master.
It's a long story. I'm tired now. Painful memories this is.
I got all the time, Master.
Well, I had been going on for a week. No food, no rest. I sat down and tried to find peace in meditation. But my rest were not for long.
Scavengers, an easy opponent. They fight like beasts, always does. Driven only by hunger and fear, not by honor. And so they die. No one will believe me now, but I know what I saw that day. And I swear it was true.
I was tired. I hadn't slept in days. I traveled far and fast. Through the forsaken lands I ran. Through the days and nights. And I never looked back.
Through ruins I run. Try to catch my breath. Turning to the sun, and that's blackened like death. Wait, is this real, or is it just a fantasy? Wait, is this me, or a projection of a dream? I'm your one-man army tonight. There's no one left in the world to fight. I'll fulfill my quest before the day turns to night, and that's the reason I'm your one-man army tonight.
Later on, when I was close to the woods of quite high key, to my surprise I met a traveling salesman.
Hi there, traveler. What can I do for you?
I travel lightly. I've got everything I need, thanks.
I got good stuff here. I got food, fuel, some gas, ink, lighters and weapons, and gears of all kinds of stuff. You know I give you good price. Cheap as a shell. I know you're a kind lad. You come for the Oracle of Quite High Key. That man is a myth. He does not even exist anymore, lad. Old ancient stories.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Only fools and children believe in that man.
I suppose I'm a fool then.
You are if you're going inside these woods. You must have heard the stories. Terrible things. Only death. No oracle. You'll find. I wish you luck, lad. You're gonna need it.
He couldn't scare me with words. I continued my journey into the woods.
When I came closer to the mountains, I reached a swamp. And there was something else there. Something lurking in the dark. Something ruthless and hungry for human flesh. Something never meant for this world. A Kappa, an ancient creature of laws and fairy tales. A freak of nature. A creature spawned out of human fear. I had to face it. It stood between me and my future.
It was both the last and first time I ever saw that monster. A terrifying, mindless monster straight out of hell. But I took a deep breath and continued my search.
Climbing the mountain was not easy. I was weak after my encounter with the creature. But I still had hope to find what I had come for. The cave was dark and cold. But there, I saw a flickering light in the darkness.
Greetings, you who knows it all.
I have been expecting you.
I've traveled far for your wisdom, my lord.
You must travel far away. In the Arctic North, in the distant land of Sweden, you will find a boy. You must train him in the art of ninja and force him to face the evil. This is your path, your faith. Now go.
The oracle vanished in thin air. I went out of the cave, went along the mountainside. I stood there in silence, thinking about the words of the oracle. My future lays in the Arctic North of this world, not here. I had to go there, teach others of the art of ninja, and find the chosen one. My new journey began. I walked far. Very few have walked like I did. I walked through burning deserts and through the lands of eternal winter.
Home. That's the story. I traveled for almost a year, and I ended up here. The rest you know.
I don't know, Master. I'm sorry to say. With the monsters and all, it's hard to believe.
Faith is the hardest thing in life. In time, you learn to believe.
I'm your one-man army tonight. There's no one left in the world to fight. I fulfill my quest before the day turns to night, and that's the reason I'm your one-man army tonight. I'm your one-man army tonight. There's no one left in the